Hello guys and welcome back. Now in this particular tutorial we'll be talking about the brush. This brush tool is very interesting. You're really gonna love it. Now it's divided into 4 parts. We have the first one dodge and burn, the second one exposure, the third one temperature, fourth one is saturation. Now this is cancel. Now this is the brush we're using. It brings out the other brush option. Now this is to increase just like you're adding opacity, the transparency of what you're doing. Now this is to increase it. Now some of these brush are now having eraser. Okay, these are having eraser, unlike other brushes. So this one is currently actually having eraser, but some we'll see those other ones in subsequent videos, but these ones are having eraser. So if you want to erase a particular effect, for example, let me increase the saturation of this of the face. You can see all I just did, it was selected on saturation. You can see the color there. If I want to erase it now, but when I use 5, when I use this 5 option, it also painted, but it was not as thick as this 10. Look at it, that it's working with the whole strength of 10, while the 5, the strength was just reduced. But if I want to erase this now, all I may just come set it to this 0, which is eraser, and I just move my hand on it here, so it's just going to remove completely. So but if you set it to -10, you move one thing about saturation is it washes the color, it like makes it fade away. Now look at that side has faded. Now I set it to 5 the same way. Let me set it to my lips so you see the red. So if you notice, it's washing out, but it's not coming, it didn't come out fast as this particular one. So I will still come to eraser and just do justice to this. So in case so that's like an overview of the brush. So this dodge and burn, what it does is add highlight and shadows to your image. I'll just come to the place I want to add highlight from. I'll show you a cool way you can actually use the dodge and burn tool. Actually this dodge and burn, but the other one not necessary. You can also try it out, but let me just do it this first way. Now this eye here helps me to see the area I'm actually working on. I've applied this dodge. For example, when I take it off, I've added dodge there. If I click on this place, you see I leave my hand. Now you see that I've actually added something there. When you want to use dodge, it depends on the image, but I will not recommend you use 10. I'll just maybe use 5. I use 5 for my images in case I don't want to make it too strong, too obvious. So but I want to use this eye tool and set it on 5, then just brush. Now the eye tool is going to make me see, you see, instead of that white, you're seeing a bit of red on a face. Okay, now you'll be noticing that red color. Dodge, when you apply dodge to the bright side, now you see it is set on dodge, 5% dodge. If I want to, the other ones were having like minus for saturation, but this particular tool is having burn, and you use burn for the dark side. Now I'm going to show you another way you can actually apply this effect. I still prefer that one, it's way cool. You will see the areas you need to apply dodge and burn very well compared to what we are doing now. I told you, you apply it on the bright part, but on a normal side, when you're using, now you don't use dodge and burn like this in Photoshop or other editing. I strongly recommend you just increase like this and just apply it like this, so you'll be seeing the areas you are applying the effect little by little, little by little, little by little, if you can. Just, and you don't just do like this, don't just do like this. No, it's not good. Just brush it like this, the area, brush, 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 brush. Just let those areas smear between your image. So this is before this. Let me just get rid of this. Now if you look at it, it's going to look like a monster, look like a clown. Now you can see it brightens up our image. Now this side appears to be dark. Now when you're using your dodge, your burn, don't go in full, please. Just give it a bit of 5. Now this area, let me paint there. If you notice, that side is going to get dark. You can also apply this dodge and burn effect on the A. For example, now this A, I can even use 10. The air seems to be bright. This side too seems to be bright. Now let me come to the bone. Now this side that seems to be dark. Now the reason is, let me get rid of this red light, so you just see that it's getting darker. Now you notice it's getting darker. So let me come to the you notice it's getting darker. So I won't want to go towards the neck area. Oh, so this is before. You see also the effect applied to the hair. But it's not actually looking good. I don't like this. So but that's how you can do the dodge and burn. Now the other way around, I told you that I use, if I want to use the dodge and burn effect, is I come first to white on black and white, and I just give it maybe, okay, this is okay, and I just come here and reduce the brightness a bit. When I reduce the brightness, you've seen some impurities. Some areas are kind of light. You can see this place is dark. This place is still light. I just set it. Let me see if I increase the contrast. Let me the brightness a bit. Now you can actually use this for your healing to healing. You don't want to use green. You just click on OK. You can actually use this before you use your healing tool. Now you see so many impurities on the lady's face, so all these dots. You can now just come here to your healing tool and just get rid of those impurities. So all this black, setting it on black and white actually brought out all the impurities out, so you can easily just work on them. So I'll go to my dodge and burn, the brush, come to dodge and burn. Now when even though without putting my, so the dodge, the burn, I'll be using it on those black areas. You can see it's showing me some areas on the face, so I won't want to use it too much. Even on the hair, look at this side is a bit dark. My brush is set on burn, so this side, on this side, we apply it those dark areas. This side, this area too, on this side of the face, also this side of the face. So you just apply to the dodge area, you come and brighten it up. So then let me just make it rough. I don't want to make it so smooth. And voila. So we're not seeing the effect. We will just come to this option, come to revert, and come to black and white, and I'll just delete this. Now that's the tragedy, that I can't adjust this. So let's come back to, so I'll just hold my hand on it before and after, or I'll come to view edit, come to brush, still come to edit here, before and after, before and after, before and after. So setting it black and white just helps you to see those effects very well. Now for this exposure, you're going to use it for, maybe you want to apply makeup in your model. Not exposure, not the exposure, please use now this, the tool only remove the exposure. It's not going to touch about, because erase exposure, it won't erase the bone, just the exposure. So you will not want to also try this. Exposure also add highlights to your image. Now the lady is quite fair, so I won't want to add too much exposure on the image. So for something like this, I also recommend you using that, making it black and white. I don't want to go back. Yeah. So that's before and after. It's not really cool, right? So maybe you want to remove the exposure from her face. Look, she looks like a monster now. Let me just remove entire image. Okay, so erase exposure. So you can now come to temperature. In when I'm talking about white balance, will be either about, it's minus now, it's going to be kind of like blue. So but I'm just going to come here and erase it. But when I just give it about 5, like I'm applying a bit of makeup, that's how it's going to be. A bit of orange on her face, but orange has to do with all these ladies' makeup, the color for the ladies, their makeup, the makeup kits. So that's one where it's gonna appear. So you can play around it and make a perfect job. So what I will want to get rid of the temperature. Now one I use very well is the saturation. I set it to 5, then I just brush around it. It's just still this makeup vibe it gives me. So I'm having the ladies using makeup. Okay, so that's all for this. So I'll just cancel this. I'll bring in a new image. I need a model that the eyes was actually showing very, very well. There's something I want to show you. Still on that. Okay, let me bring in this. So I'll come to, no, not the healing, the brush. Then I'll just zoom in. Then I'll come to temperature. I'll set it on minus. Then bring this eye so that I can see what I'm doing. Then I'll just paint around the eyes. you're seeing a bit of red. Now you notice the highs are now blue. So let me click on this before and after, before and after. Now, so that's one particular trick you can apply to just add an effect on it. So the next thing you do is come to saturation, set it on -5, then erase the saturation. Now the saturation is going to, saturation fade out something. It's going to even fade out that blue color, and it's going to make that color a bit of white. Now look at the lady eye before and after. I don't think this looks good. Anyway, let me just, so let's add saturation to it. Now it's looking too blue, so I'll just use it -5. So there's actually another tool you can use for the eyes, but I use this for my eyes anyway. It makes the eyes kind of white. So before and after, before, after, like you can spot the difference, right? Before and after, before and after. Oh, that minus just erase whatever effect is there. Okay, so more or less, so that's everything I have for you in this particular video. We'll see in the next one.